Dean, an action figure miracle. Jesus Christ, Joe Biden not mediate any Canadian conflict.
My God. We said we weren't talking about that tonight, Joe.
I know.
Go back to sleep.
Sleepy Joe. A figure miracle happened this week.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Ben's having a tech issue. He'll be back shortly. I don't think you do, but I want to know what you think I'm gonna say.
I was gonna say we're getting Mommy Bix, dude.
Oh, Mommy Bix. Actually, that's
miracle right there.
Yeah, well, nothing small about that, my friend. They put the silencers on that figure though. She got the fucking gabagools. Anyways,
Enhance.
No.
It's so much better than I hoped it would be.
I'm surprised you didn't press it. When I moved into this house, I had been enjoying this figure here, this Bumblebee figure. It was my favorite figure at the time.
Oh yeah.
And I lost it for the longest time. From the day, basically like the week I moved in until this week, I had lost it.
I didn't know that.
And like any good
silently suffering,
Dean. Because when I share my trials and tribulations, the chat always makes memes out of it. And so
it does, yeah.
Geez, I got Me Too'd and it was a meme for like a year. Anyways,
so Zach, you finally showered and you found it.
Yeah, there you go. No,
wow.
I was looking for some stuff for OxCon, trying to get like some figures that I don't need. Like basically everyone's going home with a bunch of shit, and I found this, just like R. Kelly in the closet, right in the back, and
wow,
it made me so happy. I jumped with joy. It was the first time I've jumped in a while, and yeah, I'm just ecstatic that I have my Bumblebee back. I thought I lost it, Dean, and it's been
the prodigal son returns.
Exactly.
Once who is lost, now he is found.
Is it any better?
An angel? What? An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Shall we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm John.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
Oh. I think we lost Dean and Ben.
Fuck, Dean.
Great start.
Can
Jesus
you see?
Christ. Look at this.
I lagged. Okay, here I am.
Yeah, you did.
That's right. We want to thank our friends over at 1-6 Corner for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly.
Jesus Christ.
Live recording for 10% off all in-stock items. It's code CW10, capital C, capital W10.
You got to pause the P-Hub downloads when you come on.
I'm not. I swear to God, I'm just so far away from everything.
You got to get one of those plug-in things that capture
I literally
the
close
signal.
everything. I close my Discord. I close my Steam. I don't run shit on here.
We have we have a great show planned for you guys tonight. We have an actual cornucopia of stuff to talk about. It actually shocked me how much stuff kind of came in at that last minute. And we have a great show for you guys tonight. We're going to laugh. We're going to love. We're going to live. We got Toy Mafia in the chat. Sam Gist, Tukatri, Vane21. Wonder if Danny will be on tonight as the calming energy. Pretty sure you can't say the F word in front of Danny or it's a sin. TK592. It's okay, everyone. I'm here. Dr. Equan, Niculio, Kinky Spinkter, Baby Boy 562. Baby Fam checking in. Excited to see Marco G's new tan. Baby Girl 707. Hi, friends. David Jones should be interesting. Funky Cold Santa. Chillness and Calmness. DJ the revered Joe Biden, Absolute Irwin, John Ortiz, Niculio, Renz in the chat. Sam, yes, we did not give you too much crap about the crap photos. Ninja Squirrel, Irwin, Thor Gaming, Gotham Cenobites in the chat. Luis Mendoza, Collecting Drama. You love to hear it. Niculio says, Dean's like that one frame in Spider-Man 2. Nothing's worrying me. And Albert, welcome. Dean, we have a very special segment that all the best shows start out with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What did you get new this week? I didn't get anything. Nope. Nothing for me. What about you?
I love that you look around.
I had to think about it. I did order something, but I don't even think it's shipped yet. In fact, let me check my email. Dear God, the shipping from Japan was very expensive.
Oof.
Yeah, I hate to
Can't even imagine right now.
Bro, I ordered 2 things, and I mean, it's probably a decent sized box. I would say maybe a little bigger than a Hot Toys box because it's 2 items, but it was almost $50. The cheapest one.
Wow.
And believe it or not, DHL was the cheaper option. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just go DHL. And it had a faster delivery speed. It was 4 to 10 days instead of 10 to 14. And it was cheaper, only by $3. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just go DHL. But dear Lord, yeah, it was $48. So I should have those next week for next show.
There you go. I heard you're getting a package on Friday as well.
He's getting 3 packages on Friday.
Are you giving him the package? Or?
Of course, come on. 3 inches of glory. So what I got new this week, I mentioned last week on the show, the Iron Patriot that I got from Pop Culture, and then this Enter Bay hoop, which I couldn't say no to because it was on deep discount at Entertainment Earth. I know there were a few people that I enabled to get this hoop because it was already a really good deal. Well, it's gotten even cheaper since then. And so the reason I'm showing these boxes is I called them and they gave me $25 credit, cash back basically. So they made it right. They've got the 14-day guarantee. So if you bought this hoop at any point in time recently, check the price and give them a call and you might have some more money coming your way. But excited to bust these open. And again, I think I'm compelled to get the Kobe Bryant 2-pack.
Wow.
Oh, and got 40% off. Yeah. So Doc, I think you bought it at the same price as me. Give them a call and you might even get some additional cash back.
Damn, son.
Yeah, so the Kobe Bryant 2-pack, though, wanted to ask anyone in the chat, has anyone bought a collectible off StockX before? Because they've got the 2-pack for significantly cheaper than what it's on BBTS for. And so I know they kind of did a rerun of the 2-pack and, they kind of jack up the price. So I'm just assuming it's the older stock. But if anyone has done that before, let me know.
I've not ever purchased off of StockX, but...
Never
good luck.
heard of it, actually.
I'd never heard of it.
I think it's legit though, from what I've heard.
I think so, and I think if I use a credit card, I should be fine. So it'd be pretty hard to make a fake of those figures. So I think I'd be all right, but I will keep everyone posted if I take the plunge.
Wow, famous last words.
I thought this was legit a basketball net at first, just based on the way that the forced perspective of the photo when I saw it earlier today. I was like, what the fuck? What? And then I realized what it was. But it's cool. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's excited to bust
Does
it
the
open.
countdown timer actually work?
It does, yeah. It plugs in. So
decent.
I know. Yeah, I'll definitely have to try to do an unboxing here in the near future.
Aren't basketball hoops 12, 14 feet high? So this thing's what, 24 inches tall?
It should be a pretty big boy, honestly. 21 inches more than you would really need, but it should be massive. So
2 or 3 inch hoop, I think would, to be honest,
satisfy.
I think a lot of people.
A lot of collectors would be totally satisfied with that.
Would be thrilled to have that.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly enough hoop, I think, for most people.
No.
I think,
Jesus.
This is no, this confused me because you don't own a basketball figure.
I don't, but the price was too good on this hoop to pass up, and I figured
for Pose Wars though, he could get fucking Boba.
Dude, you could do
doing a
Kylo
dunk.
fucking dunking on Ray, bro.
Kylo,
100%.
Does it come with the ball, or you have to buy that separately?
That's a good question. I don't think it does, honestly.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's all right.
I'll 3D
could
print
find
you a
something.
ball.
There you go.
We'll find
all right.
a ball STL.
OxCon exclusive.
There you go. Well, what do we got here, Ben? You got looks like a kilo of of Colombian gold there.
So this was my first time ordering from Pop Culture, and wow, did they pack the heck out of this thing. It was like double wrapped in bubble tape and then like masked entirely around the shipping box. This is the first time I've ever used them in terms of their site. I was able to get this battle damaged Thanos for $321 Canadian shipped, which blew my mind, because if I'm looking at Sideshow right now, that's just still for me in Canada approaching like a $700 figure. So I basically got him for what feels like half price. It's the best wrap job I've ever received, like legit. So I may honestly use them more often. I also didn't have to pay the $70 customs charge that I normally have to from Sideshow. It ended up being $22 for the customs to come to bring it over the border, which was nothing. Obviously, for the size of figure, it was crazy. So I got this guy literally about an hour before the show tonight, and then behind me, I've been wrap job. I've been changing my display. So previously I had the Kallax in behind me. I've now switched it to the Billies. So this isn't obviously how I'm going to display stuff inside of it. I was just testing out the lighting last. Top one still has to be lit, and then I'm going to still have another top layer on the top. So it's going to look like a big one full built-in when I'm done. I've got some like dispersion, like light bars and stuff, so you won't see the individual LEDs and stuff like that. So it's been a pretty cool project this week. I foregoed a little bit of Elden Ring with Dean to get sweaty and buckle down and build some shelving. So it ended up being a fun week.
Which pixel was the shelves?
Oh my god, am I still pixelated?
Yeah, bro, it's bad.
I have no idea.
Looks like I was watching this
so
Zapruder
weird
film, dude.
I wonder if it's just because it's too much light. I apologize if you guys can't see me. You're not missing much, let's be honest.
I think it's the internet. Vane21 is Pose Wars back. 1/12 doesn't count. It is October 22nd, so not this Saturday, not the next Saturday, but the following. We'll be back to 1/6 scale Pose Wars, I think, from here on out. I think we got 2 posers so far, maybe 3, so we need about 5 more to have some backups and regulars. So Marco, Ben, if you guys want to join in, by all means, let us know. Dean, always welcome. Manny, all our other illustrious posers, would love to have you guys back. But yes, Pose Wars is back, and it'll be here in a few weeks. Great pickup, Ben. I know a lot of people after the last show were messaging me about. I think Miles was 20% off there last week. It's just bad timing. Real tempted though. But I've purchased the Newt Scamander from them, and I think it was half Hot Toys retail that was shipped after all the different deals and discounts and everything. So definitely.
I was a little worried because of like how cheap I got it.
Yeah.
Like a little bit worried. Like maybe it's gonna come, maybe it's gonna become broken. Like I have no idea, but. If there's other Canadian collectors out there, after my experience this time, I would at least recommend it based on this last experience. I had it within a week, crazy good deal, and as I said, the best wrap job I've ever seen. So, and now I've got shelf space big enough to actually fill it. So, sorry.
There you go, man. No, and I was kind of shocked at how quickly it came as well. I've never mind.
Pause.
Dean's face there. No. But yeah, no, I've ordered from them twice before and always came really well packaged and very quickly. No. So.
Martin says, Canadian collector here. I need to check out Pop Culture sometimes. Yeah, it's it seems not legit, but it's a super legit store. And honestly, they have some crazy. They had some. I don't know if they still do. But when the whole battery thing happened, they had to like clearance out a bunch of their stuff, and they could only sell it overseas. It was like a really weird thing on their website. And I know some people that were getting like quarter scale Mandos for like $350. Like
so
crazy.
So that's what's happening right now, Zach. Is there's figures that are already discounted because of the battery issue that are international shipping only, and then you get 20% off on top of that. Christ. So, like my Iron Patriot, like I said, was $244 shipped. I was like, I just can't say no to that, honestly.
Wow.
I have one more update as well. I did hear from Zach's Wonderland this week. My Batman, The Mask of the Phantasm, is on Oxair. It is on the way. Now I actually have to pay for it, so like the shipping part of it, but. It's on the way.
I'm still waiting to be reimbursed. What is this? Ben's
Zach's Wonderland is. That's a. Hey, you don't hear for a couple weeks. You got to be stingy. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta get that to you. It's been a week. Yeah, Oxair. I'll let you guys know.
There you go. I had I had an interesting new this week. So I've been getting into painting a lot more, and typically, like when you, I don't know if you do this for the art that you do, Dean, like the non-digital stuff, but I kind of like to know the process that I'm going to do to get from like bare plastic to a finished model. And usually what I've always used is like spoons because they're plastic, smooth surface. You could prime them, paint them, do all the things you need to do, kind of get an idea of what the finished plastic will look like on the model. And I went to my local hobby store today, and they had these things called Super Corgi Butts. And they were super cheap, and they're just to like test model paints. So there's like areas for wash, areas for dry brushing. They're smooth plastic. You can strip them easily when you're done with them.
Why are there balls?
I think it's upside down. Those are the legs and then the tail.
No, there's
there are balls. Oh, some of them have balls. I didn't even notice that. Wow. I didn't even notice that at all.
It's in the logo.
The ones that I
right under the R.
Yeah. The ones that I test modeled didn't have balls, but yeah, it's funny because the store owner, he has a corgi that's there every day with him, and so when he saw these, he's like, I have to order these. And yeah, they're a neat little product. They were like $10, and get some invaluable paint practice to save some time, and time is money. So I think they're gonna be well worth the money.
Yeah, because paint in the bottle does not reflect what it looks like once it's on a model and dried.
I also picked up this little camera here. Let me see if I can get it to focus. But Dean and I are going to be doing more Let's Draws, and I suck at drawing, so I'll probably be painting. I gotta
change it to Let's Craft.
Ooh, I like that. Anyway, so these are this little top-down camera that's going to be nice for painting. You guys can see what I'm doing, and that way, it was kind of hard to do that last week because I was like, my camera doesn't focus and my lighting wasn't particularly good. So, just a little bit of a better way for people to see what's going on. And I've always wanted to do like long form Joy of Hobbying videos with the camera able to see what's going on. So,
Let's hobby.
Well, think about it. I like it.
I can get on and cross stitch my little grandma heart out. It's gonna be awesome.
Bro, that'd be awesome.
That actually would be pretty fucking cool, to be honest. But Ian and I are actually going to be doing some paint streaming. We're going to talk about that stuff. And I told him that if this works out pretty well, which I think it is a decent product, we'll have to figure out a way to get him one as well. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a neat little bit of addition to the network. Also, in addition, tonight we kind of debuted it last Tuesday, but I was still fleshing out some of the ideas. Marco and I have been kind of working on this idea for a bit. But hot seat. So last week we had the 60-second questions. We're going to expand that idea just a little bit. The hosts will get points based on their answer, and if their answer is really bad, they might lose points. And at the end of the month, whoever gets the most points will get a bonus, a cash bonus, and also get some free airtime to talk about whatever they want. So stay tuned for that. We'll have these questions kind of sprinkled throughout the show. It'll be a fun little, 1-minute segment kind of throughout the show. So
did I hear cash bonus?
Cash bonus, baby. Cash money. And enough about that. Let's talk about last week. So Hot Toys showed us the Iron Man Neon Tech. It is officially up for pre-order on Sideshow. The price is $640, releasing January to June 2023, so a big 2-quarter window there. I did see photos of this at the Shanghai showcase, and I do think it has certainly a presence to it, but man, that is $640 is a lot of money, and I don't think this is for me. And I think that's really all I can say about that. What about you, Dean?
Yeah, this is kind of, I've always thought the neon techs were goofy. This one is especially goofy because that means, like I said last time, he redid his whole gantry just to match this neon tech suit. So I think it's just it's just kind of lame to me. I don't know. I have nothing positive to say about neon techs ever. So
Yeah, for me, if I was gonna go pick up a gantry, I'd have to go back and pick up the original one, because unless you're a completist, I can't see having this as representation of the gantry in the collection without having the original one. It's a nice artistic take, but at $640, I think this is going to be, at least in the North American market, it's going to be heavily discounted afterwards, because I can't see this selling out quickly at that price point.
You'd have to assume it's going to the bargain bin. And, this is easy for me to say because this is something that I'm not interested in, but this is one they really should have kept exclusive for overseas. Like, if that's the market that it sells better in, keep it exclusive over there, add some rarity to it. Because, these sit so much, like John was just saying, these sit so hard on the sites here that what are you saying? That the thing that was holding back the previous release of this was that it wasn't like expensive enough and it needed a gantry? Like, something doesn't add up considering that this isn't very popular here. So they should have just kept it exclusive and gone from there.
Martin K in the chat says, someone out there has all the Neon Tech collection and is super happy about this. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I actually like that point. Of all the points that I've seen and heard today, I'm relatively positive about this one. I think if they had kept this as like strategically a Hong Kong-only release, then people here probably would have wanted it even more. Because then it's like,
exactly.
You always want what you can't have, right? Now that they've made it available, it's like, well, do I want to spend the money? Probably not. Do I think this looks cool? 100%. If I wanted a Neon Tech, or if I was going to dive down that line, I like the look of this particular armor set, so I think that's really cool. And I like this color blue. Of the other Neon Tech coloration that we've seen, this is actually still my favorite coloration. Will this come to me? Definitely not. Like, it's just not for my collection. But the only thing that I would say, it does still seem like a really high price. And if it's not necessarily for everybody, I would be worried that it would sit for a while then as a result, in which case we may end up seeing some bargain bins down the line, like Marco said. So if you're on the fence with this one, but you don't have to have it, it might be an advantageous gamble to kind of wait and see if it comes down a little bit and make it a little more palatable for your own collection.
Definitely. Another update from last week, Cobb Vanth Hot Toys did post some additional photos. I think the portrait's the same, but they did kind of show that you can remove the armor, which it's been a while since I've had a Hot Toys Boba Fett type figure. So this is neat. I don't know that you could do this on the regular Boba Fett, or at least not easily. But this was a look that he did rock in the show quite a bit. So a little bit more bang for the buck. I still think it's too overpriced for what you get, and I don't think in any way, shape, or form this would be coming to my collection. But if you like this figure, you get a little bit more of a display option for your collection, and I think it's important that you know that.
Zach, on the points of if the armor could be removed from the other Boba Fett release from Mandalorian, it can. And so I think people were speculating before these photos dropped, like, oh, maybe it can come off just as easily. So it seems like they didn't have to do too much engineering to make this happen.
I would really want this figure after seeing these photos. But god damn it, dude, $300? just no way. I'm going to wait for this thing to get hella cheap before I jump on it. Because, like, I know you get all the Boba Fett armor that comes with it, but, like, looking at this, like, this is how I'm going to display it. This is not worth $300. He's in a t-shirt and has, like, a scarf. Cool. Like, it's just not a $300 figure. Like, even if they fix the head sculpt, it's just not.
What if they did a $250 release with just this, and then the $300 version one came with the armor? Would you be interested at all?
I mean, $250 is cheaper, but then it's like, okay, I don't get the armor, so I get a few hands and a pistol. Like, that's not worth $250 either. You know, like, it'd have to be way cheaper. I'm talking like $210.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You know, those days are long gone.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's just, even at $250, it's just not there for me. But it does look cool. I do like the fact that you could have this look, because really, if you put him with Cad Bane, this is how he's supposed to look, right? if you wanted to do that scene. So I do like it. We're too far apart on the price.
This is a definite. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you were going to say that, Dean, only because I would have said 240, and I think this would have been more likely to come to my collection. If you'd got the Boba Roba 2-pack, and then you had the option to get this guy, and with the armor that's able to come off of that Birdship Boba, like, I think it would have been cool to then have all 3 figures in your collection, and you could, construct the look of him having the armor on, or have this look in your collection, but not necessarily be forced into having basically 2 identical armor sets in your collection that, if you want this look, it ends up having to sit in the box. It just seems like almost like a waste, not of money, even just like a waste of their efforts and the materials, so that's a little shitty. I like the head sculpt more in these photos. Oddly enough, I think the likeness is almost like, even though it's the same sculpt as we saw last week, I feel like in this look, I see the Bob Vanth character a little bit more. Question for you guys though, because I don't have a lot of figures that have scarves. Like, are we worried about the red color pigmentation transference on the neck, or do you think that wouldn't necessarily happen with this material?
You should definitely be worried.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, good to know.
What were you gonna say, John?
Yeah, it's a plus. It's a plus. Last week we were talking about 300 being too much. 300 is still a lot, but at least this is moving in the right direction, and we're having options. Last week we had no options. This week, at least it's a plus and moving in the right direction. The portrait, that portrait needs to be at that price point perfection. I can't take a 75%. We've said it already. I do like that the armor is removable, and you could get that the Cad Bane look now, but just a little bit tweaking on that portrait, and to get it to at least a 95%, and 300 will still be a lot, but where I think 300 will be warranted on this is if this was to kind of go up and it sells out right away, like kind of limited, then you're going to see people not give a rat's ass about the 300, and they're going to jump on it. I think if they made the tweaks, this goes up, waitlist, I think people are going to get behind this figure. Because people, there's a lot of collectors out there that are completionists, and they're going to want the Mando line, they're going to want everything Star Wars. Star Wars is hot now, and they're going to want to complete the collections. So I can see this going, but I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole with that portrait.
Truer words never spoken. Hot Toys did also show off the Inquisitor's team, and I just really hate this portrait for Dean Ray. Is this the third brother here to the left of the Inquisitor, to the right of the Inquisitor?
I think it's the 5th brother.
5th brother, thank you. This portrait looks absolutely terrible. Compared to how good the other 3 portraits are, it looks bad.
Bro, I thought the same thing, so I looked him up on Google. He kind of looks like dog shit in the show. Like,
no, not like this bad, bro. This
I don't know, dude. Pull it up.
I'll pull it up right now.
I thought the same thing, and then I was like, oh.
Bro, if this looks like dog shit.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
No, I was just gonna say, if this looks like dog shit, man, you can't even talk about the last portrait.
No, okay. I said on the show he looks like
I'm saying Zach. Because Zach's saying the likeness is off. I say, if the likeness is off on this, my God, the other one you can't even.
Yeah.
Because the other 3 Inquisitors look like real people, and then he looks like a caricature or like a rendering or something. It doesn't look like an actual photorealistic.
Okay,
sculpt.
so I'm looking.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'm gonna combine, or not combine, but I'm gonna put them side by side.
Did you say Mortal Kombat, John?
Yes, sir.
I think the eyes are too. I don't know. I feel like they're just too small. I think I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look right to me. All right, let's pull this back up. What do you think? I think it's the tone, and I think it's the eyes that do it for me. I don't.
And his face is a lot rounder in the show too. This is like too slender.
And his build, he seems a bit too small here. I remember him being a little bit bulkier in the show. But damn, these other portraits, holy Jesus, this might be, if they can fix the 5th brother, this might be one of the best ensemble that Hot Toys has done in a while, especially if they release all 4 of them.
What's the female's name? Not Reva, but
let me look it up real quick. I think it's the 3rd sister.
Captain 30 Seconds in the show.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, she's not in the show at all. But
no, that's Reva.
The figure looks cool. Like, that interests me a lot.
She's in the background.
Yeah, she's in the show. She was on the base.
Yeah,
fairly quick.
Yeah, like very
she gives some evil looks occasionally.
Yeah, I think she's got like 4 speaking lines of the whole show.
But she looks sick.
Big family though.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to look it up. I'm like 7th sister, 8th sister, 9th sister. Jesus Christ.
I think she might be because they're, other than Reva, these are all the characters from Rebels, aren't they?
Oh, so maybe this is the 7th sister then.
I believe it is. She just has a different hat in.
No, it's the
Rebels.
4th sister. The
DJ saying 4th sister, yeah.
There we go. Thank you, DJ. And
same with Lane.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Lane's usually wrong, so.
No, he's not. He's a sweet boy.
Whoa, what is this?
Hot Toys. Oh my God, they put out 3 Black Adams. Let's see. We got the Black Adam regular going for $300, which I don't really know how I feel about this character. It really just feels like I'm just watching like I think Dwayne The Rock Johnson is just always playing Dwayne The Rock Johnson in anything that he does, and the fact that in the deluxe version, which is $360, both of these by the way, October to March 2023, is giving you the people's eyebrow. I don't want to see that shit in a movie. Like, I'm sorry. I saw that shit in The Scorpion King. I don't need to see that shit in Black Adam. I don't know.
This will sell well.
I don't know how to feel about this, honestly. And I think the diorama base is really strong. I think, to me, that this is like probably one of the better bases that they've done recently. You can almost use it as a little bit of a throne, seen here. I just don't know. This is the golden armor version, so you get that gold, get a different, little bit of a different texture there. But I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. They made a new body for this, and I'll let you guys talk about this. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think this body's particularly good. Especially if they're making a new body and kind of showing it to us like this. I don't think that they've really done it justice here.
Zach, I think that's my big issue with it as well. It's like the proportions look comical, and like they kind of needed to nail that in order to have the whole likeness of The Rock. And the face, we talk about the colors, or excuse me, the paint that they use. It looks off as well. Like, it's not leading to a lifelike sculpt for me. It's like the baseline actual sculpt looks fine, but overall when it comes together, it almost looks like he doesn't have eyebrows in this right-hand picture. And for some reason, this figure is not coming together particularly well for me. That being said, if I really like the movie, and I see kind of, in-hand pictures of this may come to the collection, but we know InArt's going to be doing one of these as well. And I'm seeing a lot of room where they can improve. So if their release is like significantly stronger, this is another one where they could really be challenging Hot Toys big time.
Did they confirm Black Adam for InArt?
Oh yeah, they're doing
wow.
it.
It's on their list.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Hot Toys' second outing doing The Rock. I believe the first one was the G.I. Joe movie.
Yep.
Not particularly a great likeness to The Rock, I think. This one, I think they nailed it. I think they fucking nailed the portrait. That's about the only positive thing I have to say about this figure. The suit is absolutely gonna hinder the articulation on this new body, because the body's bulky enough, so the articulation is not going to be great to begin with. In fact, you could see it in some of the photos where his arms were raised. Like, there's just not enough shoulder to get right there. The suit pulls down on the arm anyway, and so you're just not getting a ton of range there. It does look like it has double jointed elbows, which kind of surprises me. I would figure it wouldn't, just based on how muscular this body's going to be. I do think it's cool that they did do its own unique body. But yeah, it looks very like, I don't want to say it looks bad because it doesn't. I think the nature of the design of the character and the Rock's physique doesn't lend well to a good figure. I think that, and that's not Hot Toys' fault. I think whatever they did to bring this figure to life, I think they did well. But that's it.
Ninja. And Dean, on the posability portion, that lightning bolt kind of has a special material, they're saying, for it to light up, right? So that might be even further limiting how much you can crunch this thing.
Yeah, and that means the batteries and the lights got to be somewhere, right? So probably in the figure.
It's a USB powered.
Yeah, so there's no ab crunch or fucking, So this thing, it probably just looks good when you pose him up on the shelf and leave him alone. I think in hand, this figure is going to be a nightmare. Hopefully I'm wrong. It looks cool. I don't know.
Ninja Squirrel says he has zero acting ability, all about his look and goody catchphrases. Unbelievable how much money he made from films and injustice to true characters, and says a lot about modern society.
I mean, it's not like he's a bad guy. He's a pretty nice dude.
Oh, I have nothing against him personally. Just not a talented actor.
Well, I know, but what was that last thing he said? Where was that comment?
Yeah.
Just move on.
In regards to this figure, so I think this is a good figure in the sense that it's an improvement. They've done a lot of things here. They're bringing a lot to the plate. Go back to that picture for just 1 second. One thing caught my eye. See that where the neck is? Is that a vein?
I thought it was a mold line, but it is. I believe it's a vein.
It's a vein, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I saw that, I was like, but the light up feature's cool. USB, yada yada yada. I don't think this is innovation. I know they brought a new body, so yeah, maybe in that area a little bit innovative. But I don't know. I'm not happy with the suit. I haven't obviously handled the figure at all, but I'm feeling like I'm getting that same feeling with that rubber suit, like Dean was saying. When you raise the arms, you can see it a little bit here. I can see right under his left arm there that's going to be a little bit of a pressure area, and I don't think that you're going to be able to display him well with a pose like that for a long amount of time. I do think when he's suspended in the air with the cape draped over, amazing job they did. Prime 1 did a statue as well. It reminds me of that. The portrait looks good, night and day from the last release. So I come back to it and I say, at 300, we're getting a new body, we're getting a base, we're getting a gray portrait, we're getting a USB light up function. 300. Meanwhile, Cobb Vanth is 300 and we're getting a half-ass portrait and a lanky body.
Is that because they have competition on this one, John? Like they've got to be competitively priced.
Ooh, that's a good point.
That's a point.
That's a solid point.
That's
one thing also, just to clarify, the $300 version comes with that standard hexagon base, the 360s where you see the
but you're getting the USB, correct?
I
believe so. I'll double check.
I think it might be just the base that's not.
Let me ask you guys this: because they make it a point that says a new fabric.
Yeah, you get the USB on the $300.
Okay, perfect.
So is the fabric lighting up like we see in like the Tron movies, or is it just the fabric's translucent and the LED is shining through it?
I think it's coming through.
2, right?
Yeah, it's a specialized fabric allowing LED lighted emblem function. So I think the emblem
underneath
is
underneath
lit
it,
up. And then the fabric is sort of transparent or semi-opaque. Yeah,
but it looks cool when it's not lit up as well, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't look bad, I don't think.
Okay, let me double check. Now they're saying there's no USB on the non-deluxe. So let's go to the deluxe.
Double check that.
It just... Oh, hang on.
What does Sideshow
so
say?
that one does say deluxe. I think you boys may be right. Yeah, so it says powered effect, but it doesn't say USB on the collector's edition. The deluxe does say, for both the deluxe versions, that it is USB as well. So...
But that makes
thank you for that, Moose Stream.
So they're going to make the non-deluxe battery operated and the deluxe.
Which seems like an
Weird because
unnecessarily...
it's... Yeah.
But also you're making it so that the Australian collectors basically can only get the $360
exactly.
version. If you're... It may be an oversight.
I was only giving it as an example to see what you're getting out of this box compared to
that's a good,
figure we were
especially because they're so close to each other.
But I wish they'd innovate a little bit more with these plastic like lighting effects that we've seen for Whiplash and Palpatine and all of them. I'd like to see some more innovation there where they can maybe physically light up or just something, because I'm getting tired of those. Although I think this is a well done figure. Before I pull the trigger on this, I'd want to watch the movie first though, just to see how.
It's a great point because you don't know if the gold suit is the main suit in the movie, the black suit's only for a few scenes, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Mafia says, I would wait for in-arts reveal before making a decision. Also find it out 3 weeks before the movie. They announce, plus there's a review embargo of the film as well, never a good sign. So.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like 18 days away seems like that would have been honestly worth the wait for.
I didn't realize it was coming
for
out
people
so
to
soon.
For 18 days, people could have walked into a theater, come out, and ordered this like that day, right? And if they loved the film, I think for me, it always worries me with The Rock. I think you guys nailed it. I was hoping to see a Black Adam movie, not necessarily a Rock playing the Black Adam, if that makes sense. But I think at the same time, the guy drives revenue like crazy, and DC has been having a bit of a hard time in the last little while, with the exception of some films like Shazam, right? Shazam has done pretty well. Shazam 2 is also around the corner. I think this might drive a little bit of hype for Shazam. When we saw the teaser image for this guy, I was like, oh no, don't Shazam us again, right? And then they came out with it, within about a week. So I think this guy will pair really well. He also would probably pair really, really well with the black suit Superman. I think that could be a really cool looking display if you wanted. Again, probably won't be necessarily movie canon, but just display wise, I think that could be really cool. I think
you
definitely look like The Rock. Right? Cross fingers. It might be a real cool inclusion, right? To see Cavill in there potentially. I think the figure itself looks pretty decent, but because we haven't got a blue line on this anyway yet, or by any stretch, then I would wait, like Six Sail Mafia was saying, wait to see what the NR at least comes out with, because if that one blows us all out of the water and you do end up loving the movie, then you're going to end up being able to justify maybe an extra little bit of money for that next figure in line. The one thing that I found confusing about this release was just how many SKUs came with it, right? I mean, I know it's only 3, but for me, it kind of diluted the water a little bit. I found it hard to then kind of choose, like you were saying, which suit is most prevalent in the film.
That's a great segue, Ben.
Meat on the bone, Ben. Meat on the bone.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let me stop you there, Ben. Let me stop you there.
Okay, sounds good.
One thing with the in-art, I guess the good thing is we don't have to worry about a rooted version for the in-art, so that's great.
Jeez, maybe his eyebrows.
Dean, you're 60 seconds on the clock. Are too many options in this case? We have 3 different SKUs for this DX Black Adam. In the past, we've seen timed exclusives, timed regular, timed deluxe. You're looking at 4 to 6 SKUs on figures sometimes. Are more options better for us collectors, or can too many options cause paralysis by analysis?
The problem lies with the fact that the movie is not out yet. More options is always better. But if you don't know which version of the suit you like best, or figure, whatever it is, you can't make that decision right away. So it can be a problem. In this case, it is. Like Ben said, we don't know what suit is more prevalent in the movie. Maybe that doesn't bother you. Maybe you I don't like the way the black looks. I think the gold pops better. Then absolutely, just do what your heart tells you to do. But in this case, it is a bad thing. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, more options, always better. Go with your gut. And if you make a mistake, hey, there's more figures out there to get because there's more SKUs. So don't sweat it.
Right there on the money, Dean. 2 points for the hot seat. Well done. Well done.
What's the most points you could get?
I mean, I guess if I really like you, like probably $1 billion, probably. To be honest, I don't think there's a limit.
So the most I could have gotten was $1 billion, and you gave me 2. Okay,
2.
You don't like me that much.
There's no love.
Your game.
Truer words never spoken. I only have 60 seconds to click the button.
Well, I was saying, is it like most?
I mean, I guess I could
most
do
to 5 or
no. It's just at the end of the
like
month.
3 points is the option.
I think I should get a point because Dean said, like Ben said. I think that's a point in my direction. I'm just saying, putting it up there.
Wow. Anyways,
Ben, -1 point next time.
Yeah, -1 point.
-1 point. Bad sportsmanship.
Right before the show, don't complain about points. Ben, the first thing he says is complaining about points. I'm just kidding. Mars Toys.
My shit was it was skipping. I didn't hear that.
I'll think about it, Ben. I'll think about it, Ben.
Okay.
Mars Toys put out 3 fantastic prank villains, aka Romero Jokers from the 66 Batman line of figures. Mars Toys prank villain A, which is the one on the screen here, 205, released in Q1 2023. Make sure to pre-order all 3 of these versions by the 27th of October. We also have figure version B, comes in at 128. Figure version C, which comes in at 128 as well. And this is the ABC there. And then we have the surfboard diorama, which comes in at 150. Seems a bit expensive for what you get, but honestly, at the prices these are for a figure that I think a lot of people have been yearning for a long time in their collection, this is pretty interesting. And this portrait, boy, this looks fucking crispy.
Yeah, people were wondering if these were recasts, which we're not going to get into, but yeah, this is a figure that people have been waiting decades for. No pun intended. So to actually finally see it coming out, I guess decades wasn't a pun. No joke. People have been waiting for this thing for a long time. That's what I meant to say. So for someone to finally step up to the plate and do it, that's not a custom figure that costs an ungodly amount of money, I think you love to see it. I think it could be better in some places, but dude, coming out of the gate with 3 different versions you could get, holy shit, that's pretty good. Not for me, but I can absolutely see why a lot of collectors are excited about this.
This release is, I'm going to say, third-party release is spectacular.
Wow.
Spectacular.
John usually hates
I was
third-party.
really excited to see what John had to say.
This is spectacular. I didn't grow up with this Joker, but damn, this looks on point. Everything. The first. I love when there was a photo where he's holding the picture frame and he's obviously on the other side of the picture frame. You can see his face, but this picture here on the left, that portrait is on point. Now, this is what worries me. It's nice to see this company picking up the slack of Hot Toys, right? Because we got this tease from Hot Toys a few years back that they were going to do it, and they dropped the ball. They never did it, never revisited it. Now the question that I have is, now that they see he's coming out, the amount of love for this figure, can you see Hot Toys stepping up to the plate and now putting... Can you see Hot Toys stepping up to the plate and now doing the figure? Or even more of the line? Because you could just see the amount of interest surrounding these figures.
I wouldn't be surprised if next week we saw a Hot Toys teaser just to fuck with the community.
Do you think Hot Toys could even do it much better?
That's what I was thinking.
One on the left,
That's what I was
one
thinking.
on the left looks like a photograph. Like,
That's what I was thinking.
It looks stunning. Holy
I felt
Jesus.
nervous. I felt nervous to put the prices in our show sheet yesterday because I was like, is it actually this cheap or am I just like reading this wrong? I had to like pull over and like look it up and like vet my own information before I tossed it in. Cause like, even though like John said, this isn't necessarily like my Joker. This isn't the one that I was raised on. The cost is low enough that I think I might buy this for my buddy who this like, that's one of his favorite Jokers of all time. Like it's insanely well priced for how crazy the likeness is there. It makes me want to put it in my collection because I don't think there's going to be another cheaper opportunity to do so otherwise. Like it's crazy.
Like this is just prototype. This is just a prototype. But at that price point, I would roll the dice on this, to be
Worth
honest,
the
at that
gamble,
price point. Yeah.
Because this one could skyrocket, honestly, if it comes out close to this.
I'm just worried about the tailoring, to be honest. That's my.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, this sculpt is just incredible. Like, I don't know if it's just the photography plus the sculpt, or it's just really that good. I'm going to ask a question here. Everyone's going to laugh at me. Can you please go to the full-on clown ensemble? I get that they all are, but there's a mask that it comes with. Oh, sorry. Can you go back one more
Okay,
picture?
I think I know what your question is.
Yeah,
the Bozo mask?
Yeah, so was that...
That's
Because
where
obviously
that's
that's
where that mask came from.
Okay, so I didn't realize that it was inspired by this Joker.
yeah.
That's incredible. Didn't even know.
Which is also really cool to get in 1/6 scale, but in a different iteration.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually most interested in this one because it's just so unique and just incredibly well done. And the 3 options, this is one instance where I agree with what Dean was saying. The more options, the better. Normally I'd say way too many, but this is cool that they're given, because they're all unique. It's not like, just different accessories. It's like 3 different figures.
This one freaks me out a little bit, though. This one's a little bit nightmare fuelish. I don't think I'd want to come to my basement by myself if this thing was down there staring at me. So, Dean, quick question though: what did you feel like could be better on this one? I just like legit question. Like, what didn't you love necessarily?
Some of the sculpts are not as strong as the other ones, I think, and something like the material or the tailoring could be a little bit better. Not by much. I think if you got these, you'd be very happy with them, especially at the price point.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I was just saying, like, it could be the fit and finish could be a little bit better.
If this comes out anywhere close to this prototype, though, I feel like is going to put Mars Toys like just that much more on people's radar going forward. Like, I would be looking for more of their releases down the line if it comes out as good as this. Like, I'd be very excited for them as a company overall. Awesome.
But you got to love in the 6 scale space for there to be so much pressure on Hot Toys, right? They're getting it from a lot of different angles 100%. Right now, and the more the better for us collectors.
Definitely.
Do you think they're stepping up to the plate though?
It's hit and miss. It's not as consistent as I want. It's like, sometimes they give us the Wolverine and sometimes they give us the Gantry Neon Tech. It's just not, they're not wowing us consistently enough to keep getting more and more of my money, I would say.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, Saturn Toys, Dynamic Duo. I'm not going to say it's Mars Toys, but I mean, the overlays are basically the same. It's a Planet Toys company. Even the backdrops are very similar. The Dynamic Duo 245 Q2 2023. Holy Jesus, this... Again, I'm not going to say it's Mars Toys because it may not be, but the market for these characters, for the Romero Joker is incredible also, but for these in particular, I mean, these are untouchable in a lot of cases, especially when Jazz Inc. started doing the Batmobile. That kind of made the market drive up as well. And so for collectors who missed out, for collectors that have the 66 Batmobile that want a set, if these have that quote unquote Mars Toys quality, for the price, 120 odd a piece, this is a home run, to be honest, as well. I think the love for the 66 line is there. I wouldn't be shocked if Hot Toys put up something soon, but these look. I don't have the eye for these characters, so maybe these are like just terrible, but just at a quick glance, I think this looks pretty good. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't really have the eye to be like, oh, this looks bad or this doesn't. I see these, and to me, it looks like if Ben had these on the shelf, I'd be like, oh shit, you got Batman and Robin from the 60s? That's cool. I wouldn't be tearing it apart, And I think that's kind of the goal in a lot of collectibles, is to have it on the shelf and to it be recognizable. These are long sold out if you want to get the Hot Toys versions, and they are very expensive secondary, especially with the Romero Joker coming out. I mean, people are going to want to finish that line or at least make it more complete. Also, I think the Batmobile's coming out from Jazz Inc. So people are getting pretty excited about this line. So I think this is smart. Even if they're not the best versions of these characters, I think people are going to want these immediately. So I think this is cool. $240, both characters, fucking bargain.
And that's the problem. That's the problem is the price point. Because I still do think the Hot Toys ones are superior. But you can't go wrong with the price point. Because these don't look that bad. They really don't look that bad. I'm looking at the Hot Toys ones now. Even accessory wise, I don't think they came with anything. The Hot Toys one came with anything too different than what's going on here. So I think at this price point, you might as well just get into the whole line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get
PT
all
works.
3.
Yeah,
you could get all 3 for less than like the Batman by itself if you were looking for the Hot Toys on the
Well,
second.
and for that price for both of these, PT Works makes a great point. He says, with these, it would be a great option if you want them sitting in your 66 Batmobile, right? If you've paid a little less for both of them, you might be a little bit more willing to kind of press the joints a little bit and squeeze them into a vehicle if you wanted to, not necessarily be as worried, right? It's crazy because I remember seeing the Hot Toys Robin down as low as 180 here in local stores at one point, but I could never find the Batman, so I never pulled the trigger on the Robin. And then as soon as the 66 Batmobile started to kind of get hot, all of a sudden, like now this Robin goes for, locally anyways, I think I saw it recently for about $400, which blows me away because I thought it was a cool figure, but I didn't think, like, there's definitely better options out there. But I couldn't just have Robin in my collection. Like, that wouldn't have made sense, right? So I think this is a pretty sweet price for both of these guys, like you guys are saying. And I think I think sometimes we're most critical of our own collection when we have collector friends. The people who are not necessarily collectors that I'm friends with who come over are blown away by the likeness of either third figures that I have or Hot Toys, obviously. So I think these guys crush it. I think the Batman's a little bit stronger, especially on the close-up, and I don't love the hair sculpting on the Robin. But again, I don't think you can beat the price. So it's like, I think if you missed out and you don't want to pay those crazy aftermarket prices for the original Hot Toys ones, this is a great offering. 100%.
Yeah, these do look really good. If Hot Toys does touch a reissue or it forces them to do a Joker, I would love to see them, take a step up, do a 2.0 at the very least, but also make like the Bat Cycle and the sidecar. Like these figures would look great with something like that. Maybe you're not going to do the full blown Batmobile, which would be cool too, but like something like that, I'm like, okay, now I'm more intrigued to actually get these figures because that could be like a really awesome and unique display.
Absolutely. This was a
copter.
pretty
Love to see it.
Interesting announcement. InArt is going to be showing us the Joker final product reveal in the long time No Sore Encore event. This is going to be the week after NYCC in their Las Vegas event, which I'll be honest, I'm not even really sure what's the deal with that, but I believe it's that Saturday after NYCC. And also in the event, they're showing the Gandalf final product as well. So we still have a lot of unanswered questions about Gandalf in particular. I have a strong feeling that the pants were never addressed, and it'll also be the first time that we'll see the sculpt that they've done for the Moria staff. So that'll be interesting to see kind of what happens with those releases.
I read that as long time no sorry. Long time no sorry.
You fucking guy,
hate to see it. I shouldn't have been drinking earlier.
You guy.
Hate to see it.
John, I have a question for you. Being that the final product reveal for these figures is right around the corner, what are your thoughts going into the next few weeks and how important they are for the hobby as we'll finally see in hand the quality that InArt has promised?
I think the next few weeks is going to be pivotal in the figure community. Absolutely pivotal. We got Mars Toys stepping up to the plate. We got InArt. If InArt goes to that show and those figures are on point and to where people satisfies people's expectations, with what Hot Toys has been producing with these re-releases, I think it's going to be a massive blow. I do think Hot Toys may have some tricks up their sleeve still, and they may lay it on us afterwards. Fingers crossed, we'll see, because we got to get the healthy competition. But InArt needs to bring their best to that show, because for me, it's going to be, that show's going to make them or break them. If that hair is off, Gandalf doesn't look good, Joker's hair is messy, you see you got to futz with it, people are going to start saying, hey, I'm not paying those prices, which leaves the door open for Hot Toys. But I think Hot Toys is at the bottom right now, and they need to wake up.
Excellent 1 minute there, and absolutely, I think
very nice.
With not to bring up Asmus in this conversation, but when Asmus brought the Gandalf the White to what was it, STCC? I want to say,
Yeah,
Marco, was that the one you went to?
Yep.
Comic-Con. Boy, it looked rough. You gotta futz this thing perfectly. You gotta have, I mean, it needs to look. You need to sell it, right? And
Suitcase edition.
I'll never forget. One of our old hosts, Damien, came to my house once, and he's like, "Yeah, I brought a bunch of figures for us to work on," and I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, let's go get them." And he threw his book bag on the ground and took out like six, like Mary Poppins, just 6 figures out of the book bag, and they were disheveled. And you can't have that going into this event, especially. It's a private event, a very intimate event, very short event. There's only going to be, I think, 15 products in total on display. So it's going to be an interesting event, and I think John, you make some excellent points there with Mars Toys and everything else. So
it's competition left, right, and center,
which is great. It's great for us as the hobbyists, and it's good for the companies too, right? Push them to the A game there. John, can we hear a word from our sponsor, if you don't mind?
Of course. We want to thank 1/6 Corner. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping, and best in the business customer service. Collecting Weekly listeners get 10% off in-stock figures while our show is live using code capital C, capital W 10. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and you leave the rest to them.
Thank you very much. Hot Toys had their Shanghai showcase event. There was about 15 photos. I just pulled these 2 because I thought they were interesting. But they did show off the Neon Tech stuff. There wasn't really anything super new, but it was obviously a very neon type event. So congrats to Hot Toys on another showcase. Would definitely love to see them do some of these stuff in the good old US of A. InArt, really relevant because we talked about this last week. They were put up a post on their Facebook group that they want to look for licensing partners and retail partners. So the InArt team is expanding licensing rights globally, and we're looking for capable stores and distributors to work with around the world. If you are a distributor or a local agent, dealer, or store outside of China, you can click on the link below and apply now. If you are a 6-scale figure collector, please recommend a store in the comments below or tag a store or store owner. So the October 23rd event, the long-time event, will be coming from, let's see here. On October 15th, our main creative team will arrive in Las Vegas, United States to hold the event. On October 23rd, it'll arrive in Bangkok, Thailand to attend the Thailand Comic-Con exhibition. At that time, we welcome all agents, influencers, fans to join the activities. Interesting to note, they're not going to be at NYCC this weekend for whatever reason. But I just thought it was interesting that we talked about this last week, and a post stone up. So I still think Big Bad Toy Store would be an excellent partner for them, and I let them know in the comments. So there's that. Anyone have? I know we talked about some retailers last week. Anyone want to add any that you think would be a good fit? Maybe the Canadians have some Canadian retailers they would recommend.
For me personally, I'd like to. I'll be honest. My best option is Sideshow, as just being over here, and it's more the return policy is spotless. You get an issue with something, and they take care of it, and that's what I really look at when collecting. I'm more so on the statue side, but when it comes to figures, if I get something ruined, I don't want no diddle daddling. I want to. Here's the issue. I want a full refund or discount or whatever, and they take care of it. So I have to go with Sideshow on this one.
Nice.
I think the one thing I'm most
operation is, but Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Yeah.
No.
You
You
I don't know how big their operation is, but Entertainment Earth, have made me a loyal customer now. After making it right, the package came safely, well packaged as well. So double boxed, actually. So I'm a big fan after this, and it was free shipping. So yeah, I would love to see them expand their operations a bit more.
I was going to say I think the one thing that I'd be most excited about that post is it's just getting us that much closer to having that confidence in our buying decision comes in, right? One of the biggest things that we're worried about is if there's, QC issues, if we need customer service, if we've bought through a third party, our reseller, like what do we do? We're kind of on the hook for a large amount of money. This gets us one step closer to being able to buy with confidence. And that is exciting. As long as they choose somebody, or I should say a company that's relatively reputable, I think it's going to be a good move in the right direction. I can see why they're not necessarily at New York Comic Con yet. I think that is more for people looking to buy, whereas it sounds like this Las Vegas event sounds like it's more for selling themselves as a company and the products that they're able to kind of bring to the table. So it's kind of cool, but buy with confidence, hopefully soon, especially when it comes to art. But already 2 on the way. So.
Just a bit of a side question, because I saw this come up in the Patreon chat. Alid had mentioned with the pound not doing particularly well. Not that any currency is doing particularly well right now. But I know John and Ben, I'd kind of talked to you guys this weekend about kind of how it is for Canadian collectors buying from Sideshow or buying from other retailers when the Canadian currency, doesn't do so well and whatnot. Can you guys talk about how that works? Because for us, like, regardless of the strength of the dollar, the price, let's say it's $300 for Cobb Vanth. Mm-hmm. If the dollar doesn't do particularly well next year, it's still $300. Yeah. I know for the Canadian collectors, it can fluctuate a bit, and I've never actually thought about that. So I'm wondering if you guys might share some thoughts about that.
It will fluctuate. So let's say you order a figure right now that's up there. You get the NRD, whatever, let's just say $60 US. You'll pay the conversion today. But they're not charging you the full, let's say the figure's $399. They're not charging you that $399 today. So they will, when that figure releases, when it says preparing to ship and your order is going to be processed, you're paying the exchange rate on that day, whether it's higher or lower. Where it also affects it with exchange rates is if you go on a payment plan, because each month the foreign exchange rate will fluctuate. So with Sideshow, it will stay the same. Let's say $199 a month. That $199 a month will come out, but they charge you on the day that it comes out. That's the foreign exchange you get charged of. So it'll continuously fluctuate.
That literally just bit me on my Doc Brown because I've got it on a payment plan right now, and my payment came out last week, and it was about $15 more than I was expecting. And it's all. I'm right. I'm happy that I had. I'm happy that I had it covered.
Call it the Cock Brown.
But it bit me, so you hate to see it. So, but it's a good incentive if you have the money in the bank to buy it when the price is good, because otherwise, yeah. It'll bite you a couple bucks.
For Canadian customers, what I used to do, have a US dollar Visa and have that registered with Sideshow. The only reason I say that is because Visa gives you a 21-day grace period. So at least you have 21 days to play with the rate. If one day is lower than the next, you can make your payments that way. Yeah, is it going to be much? No, but I think in this hobby, every dollar counts. So you have your US dollar Visa, give that to them. This way it's $199, they charge you the $199, and then you afterwards can shop around the rates, because you as well get stuck with the rate that you're getting from Sideshow.
It's right? Also, it's great that you mentioned that, John. People were saying in the comments on one of these posts, always use the processor rate rather than PayPal's rate, because PayPal will make a small profit that they keep on every transaction, and it's not a huge amount, but $5-6 adds up.
It makes a difference.
And it's a great point. D-Rock says, "Evening, guys. I watch the show because I know nothing about figure collecting, and I find your convos interesting."
What's going on, D-Rock? He's actually going to be on Club one of these weeks in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, is he a comic guy or
statue?
Or statue? Okay, gotcha.
Hey.
Very good,
Decent.
very good. And then Oilers says, I'll be at the InArt event recording and shooting with my Canon high-res stills, maybe do a little bit of live streaming. So check that out on his channel. Yeah, that's amazing. Let's move on to our topic today. NYCC predictions, and I guess Ben mentioned to me earlier that Sideshow was not going to be at the convention. They have their own Sideshow Con this month or this year for whatever reason. But I'm curious what you guys want to see company-wise, figure-wise, just for all the conventions in general. For me, I think it's very important that, I know Hasbro's kind of dipped into this a bit, but I think Hot Toys / Sideshow need to start showing us some stuff from Andor. Tonight's, I think, episode 4 or 5. I believe it's 5. And I'd like to see some stuff from that show. I think that would be really great to see. And House of the Dragon, I don't think we know who has that license technically. I think a lot of people think it's 3-0 may have it still. But I'd like to see some figures from House of the Dragon, even low-end figures like McFarlane. I'd love to see some of the dragons in McFarlane, especially with some of the work they've been doing over the past few years. I think they've been killing it. And I'd even be interested to see their own House of the Dragon figures to be able to collect quite a few of the characters. I think Rings of Power, potentially Asmus. I would love to see some of the stuff from that show. An armored Galadriel, I think would be a really, really nice addition to the shelf. And, there's definitely some other cool characters that I'd like to see as well. So that's what I would like to see this week. Whether or not that's going to happen would be interesting. And then the last thing would be probably a continuation of the Ava line from 3-0. I think they've been killing it so far. They introduced the first of their Angel series, rather. And I'd like to see what else they're going to do with that line. So that's what I'm looking
released?
forward. I'm sorry, pre-ordered.
Okay, cool.
Released for solicited, I guess, rather.
Okay.
That's what I'd like to see. What about you?
I'm with you on 3-0 on two fronts. One, the VF1J. They better fucking have the prototype for the VF1J because I really want to see how that turns out. Also, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. Show us some House of the Dragon figures. I really want a Daemon in his dragon armor. That'd be so fucking cool.
Damn, now that you say that would go crazy.
100%,
that would
bro.
go hard. Because they really, their last few Game of Thrones figures were so good, which is saying a lot because they really turned around on their first few releases. Those figures got so good. So I'm really wanting them to continue. I know it's kind of cool to see InArt kind of teasing that they're going to be doing stuff, but that's where I'm at with 3. Both things I'm excited are coming from 3-0, so that's kind of all I'm really hopeful for.
I would, I'll go next. I'd like to see some Batman stuff. I'd like to see the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, as well as the Penguin, Danny DeVito Penguin. I think that'd be cool. I think we got teases long time ago, cool. Ramblings in the community that was coming. I'd also like to see more of that Batwing that they teased, the 1/12, I think it was, that we saw. Get some more info on that. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe a forever Batmobile to go with that Batman and Robin that's coming out. Well, it was delayed, but that's coming out. Just Batman themed. Give us some Batman. No re-releases. I don't want to see one damn re-release.
Yeah, so I'm going to tear off of what you were saying already, John, with the Batman, because I actually had my eyes on a few things. I want to see the Batmobile from the Batman. They've teased it already. They have a lot of Batman-related figures from that line. I'd love to see them go further down it. Obviously, we still need the Riddler and Catwoman from that movie as well. So anything in that vein would be awesome. Also, we just had Jazz Inc. re-release the BVS Batmobile. That style of Batmobile would be awesome. I'm also thinking there's a piece that kind of came and went. Well, 2 Star Wars themed ones First of all, the N1 Starfighter. Come on, release that already. Give it to me.
Set me up great, Marco. Fuck.
Oh boy.
Go ahead.
And then there's that Mandalorian diorama, which was basically the doorway, which was awesome. Like that, I feel like that would fit a lot of collections really well. So the fact that they released so many Mando related things, like they should have gone all in on that. And I'm just gonna say Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. No spoilers, but I want to see the figures from that movie. Give me that Namor right away.
Give me that Riri, bro. Ben, Marco said it beautifully about the N1 Starfighter. If Hot Toys does not show up to Sideshow Con with the N1 Starfighter, do you think the project is dead? If they do, when do you think we'd see it for pre-order, if ever, and why?
So I do not think it's dead, even if they don't show up with it. I think it's something that obviously requires some planning. There's a lot of tooling that goes into it. I know we've seen kind of that prototype already, but I know that people will be very critical of it going forward, especially for purchase, if it's not bang on. I think if we are going to get it, we would see it within the next still 1.5 to 2 years in terms of an actual like pre-order window opening up. I don't think it's coming anytime soon, unfortunately. And I'm getting that because I've been still waiting for the Loki. I've been still waiting for Bo-Katan. I'm still waiting for Ahsoka Tano. I'm still waiting for a bunch of these other figures. Why would they then jump over to a ship that's huge that isn't going to be for everybody, right? It's a great purchase, but it's not going to be for everybody. I think that they're going to bank on the things that'll get money in their bank account right away and save that tooling and pre-order for down the line.
Excellently done, Ben. Excellently done. A true professional. You'll love to see it. What else? What else do you guys want to see at these different NYCC or Sideshow cons?
Sideshow. Sorry, go ahead, dude.
Oh, I was gonna say honestly, I want to see some new Sonic stuff. The movies did exceptionally well. There's a third one coming down the pipeline, and we have like next to no merchandise from it. I mean, I guess, what company is that, Zach, that does the Sonic stuff?
Jack's Pacific, I want to say.
Are they
like
usually,
low-end
yeah,
stuff.
I think it is Jack's. Are they usually at Comic-Con?
Yeah, usually. Yeah, like Toy Fair and stuff like that,
Okay.
usually.
Because, yeah, it's
Dean,
like, bro, like, these movies are literally killing it in the box office. Like, how is there no merch? It's kind of
on that same front. Yeah, no, sorry, I hear you on that. On that same front, I think they're releasing the trailer for the Mario movie soon too. So
Ooh, Thursday.
maybe we could see some.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one with Chris Pratt, though, right?
What's
He's
wrong
gonna
with that?
crush it,
Chris
bro.
Pratt's
You
a
already
fucking
know.
angel.
He's an
Have you
angel.
not seen that one clip? I think it was Manny's, like when Chris Pratt says "gabagool" and he's like "gabagool."
It's not.
Like
It
to
wasn't a
see-
real clip though.
I know it wasn't, but
Okay.
that's all I can think about now.
I would love
Brayden
to see.
says Rooted Hair Sonic by Inart.
Oh my god!
They
Can
did
you
Winnie
imagine?
the Pooh. Hot Toys did Winnie the Pooh. Why can't they do a Sonic?
The Winnie the Pooh
Yeah.
is awesome. Yeah,
I want
and
that
they
so
had a
bad.
Pinocchio too, don't they? Now they've got the Pinocchio, which I still haven't seen yet. It's been on my potential watch list, but I tried to convince Shauna to watch it with me. She said no.
Wait,
so.
Hot Toys made a Pinocchio or the movie?
The movie.
The movie.
Oh, I
is
don't want
made
to see
of
Tom
Pinocchio.
Hanks as a.
No, that's going to be impeccable.
Geppetto?
That's a childhood. Yeah, I saw the trailer to that. My God, that's
Tom
that's
Hanks is a
childhood.
golden. He's an
He
angel.
is.
It's out already.
out or- oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's been out for a
It's
while.
out. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Oh, it's out already.
I'd love to.
It's been out for a
It's
while.
on Disney
yeah.
Plus.
Oh wow.
I'd love to see a Hawkman if they can do it well, especially with the upcoming Black Adam. I think that would be pretty cool. Potentially an Atom Smasher. I think that would be a cool figure to have. I love the costume. I'd also like to see what's going to happen with Wakanda Forever. I think that's going to be a really big thing when it comes to Marvel for this kind of phase and kind of polishing off the phase. They might not be able to give us anything till the movie comes out because it might end up being a bit of a spoiler, right? But it would be cool to see what's going to come from that. I'd love to see like an M'Baku or one of those characters. Even any of the Dora Milaje, let's be honest. I mean, we've been waiting for at least a single Dora Milaje figure.
Well,
it'd be cool to army build with a few of them if we could.
Didn't they show a female Black Panther in that latest trailer?
I saw tits for sure.
I want to say, did you? I didn't examine it that closely, to be honest. But it looked like it could be female, but I don't know if it was official by any stretch. So hard to say. I got to go back and rewatch it.
Speaking of what you saw, or rather what you didn't see, Game of Thrones. God damn. Shit was
Sam
dark
Gist.
as fuck, bro.
Dork.
Sam Gist. I didn't say a hot man. I want to see a hawk man.
Zach,
I'm not looking at any hot men in bed at night.
When
Not
I
that
was
there's anything
watching,
wrong with that.
yeah, not that there's
anything wrong with that.
I was
saying, for
watching.
me,
I was watching the Game of Thrones, and I was like, "Is my projector going out? Like, what the fuck? I can't see this fucking shit." And then I was like, "Oh no, it's just these like."
You know what
3
fucking
scenes
pisses me
back to
off?
back.
It's the fucking same guy that did that stupid ass Dark episode in season 8.
It's
and
the same
everyone
guy?
hated it for him then. It's the same fucking director. And he doubled down and did that shit again, bro.
My issue is that technology has advanced so much. There's no excuse now. Like, okay, before when it was HBO Go, okay, it was pixelated. It wasn't a high bit rate. Now it's like Dolby Vision. It's super high bit rate. There's no excuse that I shouldn't be able to see shit there.
I think there's a huge problem with if you film at night, it's different, right? The cameras like film differently at night, I guess. Just
but how many tools do you
bro,
have to
But see, this is what I'm saying.
shit?
Hold on,
Come
let me finish my thought.
Fuck, dude.
They film these things like in the middle of the day and
With
have to
night
like
filters on.
artificially put the night filters, and so like everything looks muddy because it's like not supposed to like look like that. Whereas if everything was dark, the characters would pop a little bit better, I think. It just looked like shit. I was like squinting, like, what the fuck is happening? It was garbage. It was a great episode, though.
It could have been an amazing one, but fuck, man. We have some questions here from Ox, Tuesday Topics, Week 2. Let me just run through a few of these. Sam Gist, favorite properties to collect when you started versus now. How have things changed? I was really into Star Wars when I started. Now I'm kind of into Lord of the Rings and a bunch of other things. So it's changed just a little bit. We'll let a few of you guys answer that. We'll move on to the next one.
My collection has pretty much stayed pretty much exactly the same. Sans for all my Robotech stuff, thanks to Zach rekindling that fire.
That one post led to you spending like $4,000. Holy Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. But yeah, that's about Star Wars, some Marvel, mostly Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z. So, although I did pick up Punchline and comics, I do that now, which I never really did before. So,
what about you, John?
I've pretty much stayed the same when it comes to characters that I like, Batman, so forth, like that. So I haven't really changed.
There you go. Ben?
Star Trek has been a big addition for me this past year. There we go. I never expected to see Star Trek in the quality that we're seeing. Locutus is coming to my collection next year. I'm so freaking excited, guys. I had to this last week, I had to build my display space bigger because I said to Shauna, and I kind of let it out of the bag. I was like, I've got, I think, 6 more figures coming. That's going to bring me up to like 25. I remember when she bought me my second figure, which was Deadpool. So I'm like, it's getting big quick. I got to keep it looking classy still. So if you hate Star Trek, I hate to see it, but that's okay. It's going to be coming to my collection. That's for sure.
What about you, Marco?
Yeah, tale as old as time. Started off with Marvel, and then I'll get one Star Wars figure, and I loved Star Wars growing up. And then, of course, you're not just going to get one. So, and then DC, and it's just all now the one-offs. It just spins off out of control so quickly.
Does John have a burner account? Wait,
why?
I fucking hate Star Trek.
Oh, I swear to God, that's not me though.
But then I love it. He Army Galactus. We chilling with that Zaza right now. Oh, you'll love to see it. Let's see. I'm going to ask this to Marco for his 60 seconds. Let's go to Andy's question. It's spooky season, so how about some Halloween horror movies? Spirit, Halloween, collectibles, discourse. I actually picked up my first Halloween-themed collectible, I think, ever. The King Arts 1/9 scale Jack Skellington. Hope to do that as a re-unboxing or a faux unboxing. It's collector-friendly packaging, so you probably never know, but... Boy, that figure is stunning. It's absolutely fantastic.
This might be a dumb question.
Yeah.
But is Nightmare Before Christmas considered horror?
Yeah.
Halloween / horror movie / spirit Halloween. So
okay.
Shauna watched it at Christmas.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
I watch it for both.
Mm-hmm.
I could go both ways on that one.
That's fair.
I can see that.
That's true, because at the beginning of the movie, it does take place on Halloween.
Yeah, of course.
And then
course.
later, Okay,
and there is
fair.
throughout. Look at this. Why y'all got some sexy ass beards? Thanks, bro.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Girl.
Hear me clack? Hear me?
Mario,
clack? I don't know how to
Marco's
say it.
blushing so
hear
hard
my
he
clack.
looks like a
That's
pink
the,
crayon.
That's the clack from Bubbles, or Ricky rather. No, anyone? Anyone else have any Halloween horror stuff?
Going hanging out with Julian and the boys, and talk about my kitties, and sorry.
Hey, look at
We
that.
could
Hear
get
my
some
clack
Trailer
says
Park
I
Boys
fucking-
1-6.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing a Trailer Park
Bro.
Boys stream soon, actually, with Ben and Sean.
Yes.
It's fucking,
If Trailer Park Boys figures came out, I'd be fucking all in, bro.
Oh my
Are you
goodness! Yeah, a
kidding
J-Rock,
me?
J-Rock baby.
J to the ROC.
J to the
Oh
ROC.
my god, dude! Absolutely all in.
Oh my god!
Because you literally
Randy,
couldn't.
shirtless Randy.
Yeah.
Jesus, but it has to have like a function
with
where you
the-
could put a little air and make the belly bigger.
Yeah, dude, and it comes with
Motherfuckers,
a
like you were
Leahy
definitely on the
costume.
cheeseburgers.
And the Leahy, bro.
Oh,
Mark
awesome.
Pearson, Sweet Angel, does a pre-order for a figure or statue with the release over a year away deter you from your excitement, or do you like having the extra time to think about it? Bro, Philadelphia Phil Collins, bro.
Mustard Tiger.
The burger, the mustard tiger.
the anticipation for waiting for a statue specifically, oh man, it builds, bro. Like I could kind of like get tired of a figure, like, oh god, like, can this thing come out? Like, let's go. But a statue, it's so imposing that it's like the longer away it is, almost the better. Does that make sense? They're also very expensive, so saving the money. It's pretty
I don't
nice.
feel that way because the
Really?
thing is, right? I'm not patient, Dean. You know this better
That's
than
true.
almost anybody. Waiting a year and then all of a sudden a year becomes another year and then it becomes another year, right? Imagine people waiting for Loki. I
That's
can't,
true.
bro. I can't. I have
You're
a
not
certain
wrong.
I have a certain limit. I usually order figures right when they're about to come out, or right when they come out, rather.
Yeah.
If
But
which, you know, again, it's not, might not be a possibility all the time.
Yeah,
I
especially
have
with
no
statues,
patience.
bro.
Yeah.
Because those are usually limited in number. Even the higher end edition sizes can sell out. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this comes out next year. I'll just wait. It might be gone in 6 months. It might still be there in a year. You really can't wait with statues sometimes. So I don't know. It's risky.
I feel like the wait time is kind of a trap though too, because sometimes if you've got the funds, you end up filling a bunch of that time with other stuff and bringing into your collection. Like, oh, I was waiting on this, but in the meantime, I picked up all this other shit that I didn't necessarily need, but because I was kind of waiting, looking at the page, it kind of accumulated.
Yeah, DJ says it does. I canceled hella figures because my excitement died completely for them. Yeah, that's happened for sure.
I think it's I think with figures, because I know Mark mentioned figures or statues. I think with figures, it's, yeah, you know, you want to order it, you want them like in hand as soon as possible, so you can get them set up, displayed, posed, have that fun. Because they're kind of, you know, $250, $300, $375, still kind of affordable. When you're looking at, on the statue front, when you're looking at statues and you're collecting like 1/3, and you got price points of $1,500 to $2,500, I think, for me personally, I'm not necessarily in a rush to get them, because in this way you get more room to just kind of save and stagger the releases and payments.
Also, the expectation's a little different, right? With a figure, it's kind of like, ooh, I can't wait to get it out of the box, pose it up, try out different accessories, put it with different figures on my shelves. Whereas a statue, it's only ever going to be in that pose.
Yeah.
So whether it's on your desk or your end table, like, it's going to look that way.
Mm-hmm.
So figures I'm more excited for early. Whereas a statue, it's like I have that expectation, like it's just going to be that thing. So I could be less excited for it, if you will.
Yeah.
Let's run through one more question, then we'll get to Marco's. Since everyone has such, this is from DK Avenger 702. Since everyone has such amazing collections, what's one piece that someone else owns that you would love to have for your own collection, and why? I would say the Hush Batman that John just picked up and that Paul Schreiber also has is a stunning piece. That's a good one. Yeah, that's probably, I think for me, one of the grails at the moment. What about you? What about you guys? Is there anyone on the panel or anyone that you know collecting wise that has a piece that you just kind of envy?
Well, Dean coughs, I'll go in there. So anything from the Terminator 2 film, the endoskeleton, battle damaged, Terminator, in any of those releases, I desperately want. Just haven't felt comfortable pulling the trigger on something that might have flaking and, other issues. But yeah, I desperately want to add some of that representation.
One thing I want in both Marco and Zach's collection.
Wow.
Anybody guess what they
The drawing that you're
Details?
working on?
Marco got it. The fucking Razor Crows. God damn
it. They have one here in town. I can see the price.
There's one at Stevens that's stupid expensive.
I'll ship it to you.
I found one cheap 600 Canadian the guy was selling. Remember
That's
Zach?
good.
That's not that,
Crazy.
dude. Did you pick that up?
I didn't pick it up, no.
Fuck, dude, that's a great price.
I know. It was almost free, but whatever.
I'm jealous of anybody that has the Keaton Batman or the Jack Nicholson Joker. I'm still hoping for the re-releases on those. I think, John, you said you've got that one still in the box, all pristine.
Never left.
Wasn't it Mars Toys that did the Joker?
They're doing one.
They did was it Mars Toys? I know there was a second option. I don't remember who made it.
I thought it was coming out.
But they had like googly eye. He had like googly eyes though in comparison to the original release. It just looked kind of weird. But yeah, that is something I'm jealous of for John's collection.
Definitely. Marco, it's your time for your 60 seconds in the hot seat. Lately, Sideshow has had quite a few long sold out, dare I say, grail pieces pop up as warehoused finds. Typically, you need to be Johnny on the spot to order them. I'm talking you have 10 seconds to make a decision before another collector will buy it. Give me some of your instant buy purchases if they had one in stock and why.
Instant buy purchases. Can you clarify really quick? Does that mean I would buy it instantly, or
like
what
it shows up? You have all of 10 seconds before another collector is going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, today, what was it? The Ghostbusters set, a set that goes for many thousands of dollars, popped up for retail. Blitzway, thank you, John. And it was gone in about 10 seconds. So if you don't have it, it pops up. You got 10 seconds. You don't have time to call Gigi. You got to let's go. Give me some that you'd order instantly and why.
Okay, let's do this. Anything from the original trilogy. So the Farm Boy Luke, Han Solo, Chewie, Princess Leia, original Vader. Any of those I would instantly buy, no questions asked. Also I would say some of the original Avengers. Now those figures haven't aged particularly well, but it'd be kind of cool to go back and buy, some of those figures at retail. So that'd be something I'd be interested in. Original, like the DX11 and any of the Dark Knight figures. Obviously, they're very due for reissues, and we've already seen it with DX19. But if I had a chance to purchase any of those at retail, would likely jump on this immediately. And I would say, also the original Shore Trooper. I think I've seen that before pop up on Sideshow. So I know that one's come down a bit in value because of the other releases, but that one is still kind of a grail piece.
There we go. 60 seconds
Nice
on the hot
job.
seat. Congratulations, Marco.
Ooh, my brain
and
is
congratulations to the panel. That's a job well done
questions.
today, boys.
What's your price? What's your price for Farm Boy Luke? Because I have seen it here on Canadian Marketplace here locally, but it felt a little high. It was 400 Canadian. So
I can't collect backwards too often, honestly, and I think that those will all be reissued here in the very near future. So I think I think no price. There's already so many Lukes coming out too. So I think I'm waiting to see
Look at
right
that
now.
flex, eh? Just pulls it out of nowhere.
If they start releasing the OT trilogy, Jesus.
Zach, eat a big bag of fucking gabagool dicks.
Wow, not just regular dicks, gabagool dicks. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, a lot of those, was announced. It is beginning production with a scheduled release date of 2024. This would be the franchise's 6th title based on Pierre Bouillet's French novel Planet of the Apes, published in 1963. It is set, quote, many years after the events of War for the Planet of the Apes, in which Caesar and his apes were pitted against an army of humans that would determine the fate of both of their species. I'm very excited for this because it is said very briefly in the smallest of moments that essentially the new trilogy is the prequel to the original film. And so obviously where we last saw Caesar's clan was much in the past from where our space travelers land in the future. So there's a lot to get from point A to point B, and I think when we last saw them, they were pretty smart apes, but they hadn't really evolved to that point that we see in the film, the original Planet of the Apes. So I'm very excited for this. I really hope when they say set many years in the future, I hope they go, I'm talking thousands of years, because I believe it's either hundreds or thousands that time has moved forward. But I'm excited. I think that trilogy, highly underrated. I think it's an extremely well done trilogy. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing this. So yeah, I think it's great.
I still haven't even seen the last two movies, which is crazy. I just
good.
I had to like go back and rewatch the first one or two, and then it was like, yeah, I haven't got caught up again. So now I forget what happened. So now I have to like restart the whole thing again. It's crazy.
Go back if you can find. I mean, you'd have to listen to like tens of episodes. Like when Zach first brings Planet of the Apes, I was like, oh come on, dude, for real. Like, let's not do this. And by like the end, I'm like, bro, fucking apes together strong. Like those movies.
Is that where that's from?
Good, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Those movies
Crazy.
Totally fucking like shit. Because I love the original Planet of the Apes.
Me too.
So when they did all this fucking nonsense, I was like, whatever, I'm out. Like, you're not touching the originals. And holy shit, they won me over. Like within a scene of the first movie, I was like, okay.
Like the
When
James
he
Franco one, like the first.
Yeah, when he
yeah.
screams no in that, like, when he's like being held in that fucking monkey prison, ape prison. Sorry, I love people got upset last time. Oh my God. I was like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
this movie goes fucking hard. And then we did the movies. I think, was it week after week we did the 3?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
My tune changed like that, dude.
Yeah, because you hadn't seen them, so yeah.
Right. So I was like, whatever. These are stupid. But oh my God, they're so good. And they're not like the fucking greatest movies of all time. You could probably pick them apart if you really wanted to. But if you just like fucking sit back, enjoy the ride, they're so good. So when I saw this, I got really excited. I think it's the guy who did is it the Divergent series or something? I forget which movies he had done, but it's a pretty, he's got a lot of movies under his belt. So I'm very hopeful that this does well. So we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome.
Cuervo, this is set to release in 2024. I think they're just barely starting on the production. Our movie of the week, picked by the chat, was Constantine. Let me see here. The film stars Keanu Reeves as John Constantine, a cynical exorcist with the ability to perceive and communicate with half angels and half demons in their true forms, and to travel between Earth and Hell. This movie was pretty good. I don't really feel like it needed a sequel. And I will also say the cast for this movie is absolutely bonkers. If you think like the time that this movie was filmed, Rachel Weisz, Shia LaBeouf, like coming off of Transformers and The Mummy, Keanu Reeves coming off The Matrix. I mean, you had just incredible names in this film. And the plot, you know, a little bit iffy for me, but I think it's a good movie. The after credit scene was probably one of the weirdest after credit scenes I've ever seen.
There was an after credit scene?
Bro, I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I don't think I've ever seen it either.
I want to pull it up. Let me see if I can find it.
Holy shit! There's an.
I've watched this movie countless times. I did not know that.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
You're blowing my mind right now.
What? This is awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Let me pull this up here. Here we go. Yeah, I think, Sam, that's probably a good point. For its time, it was fire. I think watching it under the guise of, like, you know, having lived through the MCU and seeing, like, modern superhero films and, like, modern effects and everything, this movie was okay. But this is the end credits scene. Here, let's skip just a bit.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I can't believe this one. What?
Yeah, and I didn't even mean to watch it. I had it on, and I was doing the dishes, and I was like, "Oh, that happened." Here you
Totally
go.
forgot Shia LaBeouf was in this.
Oh wow!
Chaz Green.
I'm going full
wow.
screen.
You did good, kid.
What?
Get fucked.
What?
I can't believe I've never seen that before.
I'm kind of sad that I just saw it.
Yeah, I know.
Took me out of the movie. Anyways,
he becomes the new Gabriel.
He's an angel.
Or just an angel. It gets his wings.
I think he's just an angel, but
Which,
wow,
that's not what angels are.
That's
but
not how I would have perceived that.
Well, I'm sorry that I ruined that for you guys. Dean, what did you think about this one?
Bro, Constantine fucking goes off, dude. I love this movie. It's so cool.
Nicolio was that young John.
Oh shit. Yeah, bro, the scene where he walks into the hospital and fucking puts the holy water in the sprinklers.
Oh, that was
fucking
amazing.
Just blows everyone away. Amazing. Rachel Weisz
flying
Rachel
off to get the
Weisz,
Xbox.
however you say it, fucking gorgeous,
babe,
dude.
bro. Fuck.
I'm surprised that I didn't know that Shia LaBeouf had wings, because in the fucking Indiana Jones movies, he was flying on those ropes.
Oh my god, that's the monkey in the trees.
Dean, just keep it.
Yeah, which one's worse, the vine swing or the angel wings?
The vine swing, 100%. 100%.
Anyway, the Rachel Weisz, or however you say it, god damn, dude, she's so beautiful. Fucking
Really
gorgeous.
is. What a queen.
The guy who plays Satan fucking nailed it.
Yes.
I can never remember that actor's
Best
name.
part of
but
the
Peter
movie.
Stormer
Okay.
Is it? Okay, I always forget his name.
from Prison Break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the Eagle Power guy, the water gypsy. Always my favorite part of the movie when he shows up. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude, he's so cool. Yeah, there's not a lot of this movie that I don't like, because there's some movies where I'll like skip a scene or two, like I just want to get to the meat and potatoes, you know. But this one I kind of enjoy all the way through. It's got a decent story. Yeah, it's not, like I said earlier, not winning any awards, but it's fucking cool. I've always wanted a sequel, not necessarily carrying over the story, but just kind of like what he's just doing. Like, even if it's completely unrelated, I just like the character. So I'm excited for a sequel. You know, they just announced it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is why people wanted us to watch it.
Well, so they've green lit it for development.
Oh.
So they haven't. So it's been approved. It's likely going to happen, but I don't think it's like officially confirmed yet.
Okay. Yeah. So if you haven't seen
Working on the
Constantine,
script.
what are you doing with your life? Just in terms of entertainment, it's great. Go see it.
46% Rotten Tomatoes. This is the first movie that I watched that I don't know how I feel about. I can't put words together to tell you how I feel about it.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way.
Okay.
In a good way. I enjoyed it. I'm not 100% into the whole Exorcist shit in movies and stuff like that. Like, that's not my jive, man. I don't. If you want to keep me up at night, show me those kind of movies. Like The Exorcist, never watched The Exorcist. None of that stuff. That's not for me. I think Keanu Reeves did amazing in the movie. I liked his character. The Peter did it well as well. I think my favorite part is when they're standing in the building, and I don't necessarily know the character's name. Let me see if I have it here. Regardless, Angela, they're just standing in the building. All of a sudden, she gets sucked through the wall, all the walls and everything. That was pretty cool. I think that was my favorite part, like effect-wise. I don't think the movie aged well, in my opinion. 2005, I don't think it aged well.
Like CG and stuff?
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Not necessarily some of the acting, but just there were some parts where could have been. Well, I watched it in my car too, so I don't know how that affected it.
He was delivering mail while I watched it.
But if I remember,
Constantine delivering demons, John delivering mail.
Where I got confused was, I always thought that Constantine sold his soul to the devil.
Right.
But he didn't in the film.
No, he committed suicide.
No, he committed suicide to bring the devil to get to
get his soul.
To get his.
He kills himself at the beginning of the movie, which, if you're Christian, is like the greatest sin. Yeah. So his soul belongs to the devil, but the devil like let him live or something. So to bring the devil back to come collect his soul, he kills himself again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the devil did own his soul, but it wasn't contractual.
But he brought the devil back to take care of the issue that was going on, where Gabriel was trying to essentially let the devil's son roam the earth.
Yeah, usurp God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was cool. The ending got a little. I was like, and that ending. I didn't see that damn end credit scene. That killed it for me immediately.
Bro, I have never seen that in my life.
I can't believe I didn't know that.
I'm sorry.
That was so
sorry.
Yeah, that was bad.
So I tried to convince Shauna to watch this movie with me, and the one thing that I will say about this film is if you try to explain what the movie is about, like at least for me, maybe I did a terrible job. She was like, "That sounds stupid. There's no way I'm going to watch that." I was like, "Oh, okay, but like it's actually really cool. No, like I think you'd like it." No, there's no way. I had a great time watching this again. I don't know if it was the Netflix version that I watched, because I have it on DVD and it always seems fine, but I watched it on Netflix and it seemed like the sound was really echoey for me, which was a little strange. I had a hard time kind of tuning it in a bit, but I wish that I'd got the figure that had come out like a year or two ago. It wasn't made by Hot Toys. I can't remember who it was made by. The likeness to Keanu Reeves was like probably a 6 out of 10, but it came with like the mirror from that first scene with the demon when he pulls it out of the little girl. Comes with like cigarettes, like the whole thing, right?
The gold gun.
Yeah, like those are like definitely a cool figure to have on my shelf. This is one of my favorite movies, I would say, of all time. But I think partially because it's nostalgic. Like I've watched this movie for years. It's something that's just for me. It's something that I can easily watch in the background and always enjoy it. I think the one part of the movie that I find a little cringy is actually the bug demon. I know Tremble Dust mentioned the bug demon. I don't know if he liked it or didn't, but for me, that scene with the bug demon always took me out of like what was happening with the rest of the story, just like ever so slightly. Like I thought it was weird that like they were coming out of the shadows and like kind of making their stand. But at the end of the day, like I think again, partially CGI, partially just like felt a little forced in that part. I would say that there are definitely quite a bit of religious overtones. So if you're sensitive to religion, heaven and hell and stuff like that, it might not be necessarily for everybody. I wouldn't call it preachy by any stretch, but it definitely has some of those overtones that might make somebody feel one way or the other. So something to consider. But I thought Chaz or Shia LaBeouf, he gets the shaft the whole movie, right? I mean, he's just like John's such a dick to him the whole movie, and then by that last scene, like no spoilers here, but when he gets whipped across the room and up against the ceiling and dies, it's just like, well, that get like, damn, fair enough. I actually wish that I hadn't now seen that end credit scene, because for me, I felt worse for the kid that he just like got the short end of the stick the whole movie and then died as a result of it.
I'm so sorry.
And now he's an angel. Well, now if they make Constantine 2, I'd be shocked if we don't fucking see the guy. So
he'll be Gabriel. Watch.
Which would have been way more confusing, though, in retrospect, if I hadn't seen that scene. So that might be a blessing in disguise. But am I excited for a second film? Yeah, definitely. I hope that they don't necessarily try and even tag from this first movie. I hope that they have something that's rejuvenated. The only other thing I wanted to mention that I thought was cool was when the devil pulls the lung cancer out of his chest, and it's like black tar on his fingers. I was like, that was a cool effect.
Dude, the middle finger
gives him the finger as he's going into heaven.
Amazing. I was kind of expecting that beam of light to disappear.
I also like movies that you get to kind of see behind the shroud, or like you get to kind of see like, hell and heaven are just right behind Earth, and like it's only kind of one, I want to call it like a realm away from our existence. I think that
and they're kind of like normal people, like working in office buildings, and they have like their own agenda. It's kind of cool to like, because usually like when you think about it, it's like fantastical or like more fantasy based in like movies or something. But in this one, it's almost like a tangible location or people. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen Sandman on Netflix.
No.
Yep.
It kind of has like the same vibes. Yeah, it's especially when he goes to hell. I thought that was really cool, and I remember watching it like, man, this reminds me of Constantine.
The last episode I watched was him taking a walk with death, and I thought that was a really awesome episode. That was an amazing episode.
Was probably like the strongest episode in the entire series, and has nothing to do with like anybody else.
It was a good episode.
Devil's Advocate was
heartbreaking.
Really good. Ooh, Devil's Advocate's pretty good too.
Little Nicky. Whenever I think about hell. Awesome.
It looks like Beetlejuice just barely eked out for our movie of the week. So Beetlejuice with 30%, Silence of the Lambs 26%, and then Hocus Pocus and It tied for 22%. Let's lock that in. So we'll be talking about that for you guys next week. I think Beetlejuice is, or
Beetlejuice is a classic.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Good film.
It's been a while since I've seen it now too.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull up. Sorry, I'm trying to switch screens here. I think Marco will be with us in a bit, or I think he had to get going. But Dean, can we thank the sweet angels that keep the network going, if you don't mind?
Yeah, the three pillars, as John says. Give a quick shout out to Sean Fear, Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerina.
There he is.
Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Crett, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mariquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick DeGregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, Tukathri Watt, Derek B. Aries Portillo, Pablo Meza, Carlos Saavedra, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Domadon, Jimmy James, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Mansonaris, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Oh, shit. I didn't hear it right away, so I was like, should I do it?
That was my bad. Our October Patreon benefits for Halloween is the Does Anybody Work sticker there, and the Halloween Dean sticker. Both of these are holographic in honor of the festivities.
Bro, I almost messaged Gigi that today because, Marco, where did you go? You guys went on a little staycation or something?
Yeah, no, we went to Hawaii.
Oh, you went to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, she posted a picture of you on like a yacht, and I was going to be like, man, does anybody work? But I was like, I don't know if Gigi will get the joke.
Yeah. So we got back last night at 10 p.m. our time. She had a test just right now. That's where I'm picking her up from. So there's no way I could do that because I've been brain dead all day. There's no way I could take a test.
Where'd you go in Hawaii?
We went to Oahu, so did a little bit of the Waikiki, a little North Shore. It was beautiful.
North Shore is amazing, bro.
Incredible.
Did you go to Lanikai? That's the fucking best beach in the world, bro.
No, so I'll tell you a little bit more, but we have a little prime little spot that we went to.
Wow, congratulations. Let's talk about this here. You can join Patreon for $5 a month, stickers sent straight to your door, and access to Ox After Dark replay. Certified Crispy, $15 a month, the figure fix assistance, and all the benefits of the previous tier. The $25 tier doubles of all the stickers we send, and the deluxe pog set on your first pledge. Great way to support the network, and your money goes to funding equipment like the new camera that you'll see for Brenton on Club, and then also the top-down camera that I picked up this month for Let's Draw / Let's Hobby. Looking at our YouTube channel members, Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, DK Avenger 702, OMFG Rick, S Beam, Andres IB, Daminator, Sam Gist, Thomas Clark, Benjamin Hansen, Chris V, Big Ol' Fern, OG Fan, Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO, Carlito, CT603, Eddie Money Mendez, Sia Dreams, J Sia, and B Chan. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it. Again, every dollar that you guys spend there definitely helps keep the lights on. Channel membership starts at 99 cents if you're a Patreon member, or $2.99 if you are not. And here's a look at our network. We have After Dark tomorrow at 10:30. OFAC on Thursday at 2:30. Probably Thursday night, we'll be doing a stream, Dean, Mark, and myself. One of the streams of OxCon. We got Collectors Club on Friday. And we may be doing a stream probably Saturday, just depending, and then maybe something Sunday morning. So we'll be doing quite a few streams for OxCon. But yeah, this is a look here at the network and some of the handsome folks that participate in it. TeePublic, we have tons of shirts there. You guys want to take a look at that? We've had requests already for the hot seat sticker, so that may be a sticker or maybe even a shirt if you guys like it enough. Yeah, so those are the links there if you want to support us there. And then John, do you mind to read the what is this here? The
social
socials
media
for me, please. Yeah,
definitely. Facebook, follow us on Collecting Weekly. Collecting Weekly Auxiliary is our main group. On Instagram at Collecting Weekly, at Collecting Weekly _clips, and at the _everyday _collector. For all updates.
What is wrong with you?
And all the fun stuff.
Like giggling over there.
Did you upload the clip of you and I on
What is wrong with you?
On After Dark when we were playing Flight Simulator?
Oh, I put it on Instagram. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dude, that shit was so funny. I showed it to my mom and sister, and they were in stitches, bro. Because your confidence went from like 100 to 0 in like a second flat. If you haven't watched it, oh my god!
Here, I'll
so
pull it up.
funny.
I need to explain what happened. So, okay, so remember there was an update, and we I guess we had tried it without it, and it wasn't working.
Right.
So I think one of the things that changed was the way that the fuel was used, because my plane was fueled up before we started, and I drained all the fuel like in just a few minutes, which isn't how that plane works.
Right.
And so this is a flight sim, so everything you do is fairly realistic to how the plane
there's
would
like
behave.
legitimate mathematics that go on.
So in the middle of this flight, I added several thousand pounds of fuel when I was already stalling and trying to start the engines, and I'm realizing now this isn't the best view, but you see here, can I turn this on? There we go. Oh, I am out of fuel. Why would I be out of fuel? Oh, now I feel stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Turn that on. Okay, we may be able to save this flight, boys. Decided to put the... Here we go, Dean. Do you believe, bro? Put the wheels up. All right, we're saving this flight, baby. Ox Air going out with style, baby.
Why'd you put the landing gear... Oh!
Yeah, boy got it, baby. Never tell me... Oh, now we're stalling! No!
Immediately.
Oh, no.
We're stalling! No!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Oh, that was so funny.
legendary, bro.
That's awesome.
So the weight of the fuel that you added out of nowhere.
It just imagine, just push me out of into a really bad stall, and at that height, you have to gain speed, but you can't at that low. So
I didn't realize it was that complex. To be honest, I thought it was just just kind of flying
Marco,
around. I didn't realize there was
I'll
that.
let you fly,
that much to
Marco.
it.
We could play flight sim.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Yeah, he let me fly at one time, and if you turn too hard, your wings will fly off essentially, because it takes into consideration all kinds of mathematics. It's pretty wild, dude.
I want to do the
that
2
was
joystick
so
version
funny.
as well. Each of you guys on one side of me,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The skiing simulator.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's that. Anyone have any shout-outs they want to give?
Said flop.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
I give a shout out to Fern. It was his birthday.
He flew today.
And he flew for the first time today. And it looks like he arrived alive because he's in the chat. He just got into the chat.
Hey.
So
Oh, Fern.
if you're in the Patreon chat, you know how that's relevant. But looks like he survived. Good for you, buddy.
What a guy.
Yeah, big shout out to Fern.
Anyone else have anything there?
Go ahead, dude.
No, you go.
I was going to say, I just wanted to quick apologize to John for last week. There was one thing that I did say in our heated discussion last week that was definitely not correct. And when I went and got my shit together and took a better look, what I said about John saying this is what was wrong with collecting is definitely not what he said. I definitely read between the lines a little too hard there, and I am sorry. That was not cool. Sometimes it's fun to get a little heated in the chat. Last week was a little crazy, so I appreciate you guys bringing me back in, and I appreciate John for being cool and us being able to short shit out and get back on the level and have a good laugh today. So thank you very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Wow, what a guy.
Tomorrow night is OxCon Hype Night, the hype stream for After Dark. So we should have Marco. You should be there. We'll see about Mark and Danny. Maybe Steph will be on. But we're just gonna shoot the shit and kind of talk about our plans and what we hope to do and which condoms we should get. So you guys just stay tuned for that, which should be fun.
Raw dog or no dog?
There we go.
There you go.
I don't know if I want to watch that or not.
Bark, bark, baby.
Jesus.
Ben,
I'm going to be strategically busy that night.
No, it's gonna say one person waiting for stream, and it's gonna be Ben.
Can you imagine?
Yes, you're a pervert.
Yes. Shout out to
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
In bed for sure.
We didn't participate. Wow, we didn't necessarily want to talk about last week, but thank you guys for mentioning it. And again, we've been doing this show. What is this? 238 episodes. We do this for fun. And I was actually watching a clip of. I'm sure you know about this, Marco. Jeff Saturday and Peyton Manning going at it at the sidelines, and these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to play a game, and they're fucking tearing each other's ass on the sideline. We're doing this shit for free, So I think a little bit of a moment. I think we're owed that. So
I think when you've got a lot of passion, just sometimes things could get out of control. I know it's happened in my job before with my boss. He and I are extremely close. We've yelled at each other. We've hung up. We've addressed hey, this is not how men should act towards one another. And you kind of, learn how to move forward. So I appreciate, us learning lessons here live. Because, like I was mentioning before, John and I have gotten into it. I've gotten into it with Eddie. Dean's told me to eat his ass, but you got to learn from those experiences.
That's a lot.
And we hope to, move forward.
You got a mouthful. Here's that clip, and this is worth a copyright claim, but it's a really good clip.
Says we need to be running the ball down there, and I just snapped.
Hey, quit calling the plays, all right? We gotta run the ball. Down when we pass, block. We'll run the ball. Can we run it down there?
We need that clip of when
pretty accurate.
when Han Solo yells at Ben, and I'm just gonna play it whenever Ben gets out of line.
Oh,
man.
amazing.
There you go. Sam says the fans need to see the resolution too. Yeah, that's true. Sam says I was doing dishes when Zach lost that flight. I started laughing so hard I almost dropped a plate. Dean, we have actually we had asked for some art. Do we know if that's going to be a possibility for the poster print? I think Sam and a few others wanted to get one for OxCon.
Yeah, I could try. I never got those files from you.
Yeah, if you give me the armor, I can get the heads.
Well,
on
I need the heads so I could make the bodies look normal and.
Damn right you do, D.
Yeah, you do.
Because if I make them facing one way and the heads are, looking.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
There is one sticker that we do need, guys. And can I share my screen for just 1 second?
Yeah,
I know this is a scary proposition, but I think we need Ben and myself like this. The internship, I think, would be perfect. So
okay.
Oh,
there you go.
All right, just throwing it out.
That'd be amazing.
There you go. There you go. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited for. I'm just so excited to. I mean, it's already. I thought yesterday was Tuesday, and I was freaking out. And then not only that, I got in the studio at 7:15, and I was about to eat y'all's asses. I was like, "Where the fuck is everybody?" I'm over here fucking twiddling my thumbs. It's fucking 7:26.
Bro,
we got to talk about. And then I was like, "Oh, I'm an hour early."
You were like, "Tonight, get there early so we could talk about the hot seat thing." So all day I thought it was Tuesday, and then I've been having a problem with my alarm. One of the sensors went out. So, my alarm will just go off randomly.
Jesus.
And he was going to show up Monday. So, I was like, did I fucking miss the day he was supposed to be here? Like, I was, all in fucking...
Elden Ring really sucks you in, eh?
Yeah, it really
Suddenly
does.
a whole day is gone.
Yeah, you really fucked me up on that.
You smoking too much of that Erd leaf, my friend.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, never miss an early.
Anyways, I love you guys, and we'll catch you. Or wait, no, just kidding.
I'm Zach.
I'm Zach. There we go. It's been a long day. Sorry.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.